No, I just went. No, we're live again, dude. I guess,
Why did you ask,
dude. Well, because I wanted to make sure somebody didn't put more names into it if they didn't want more names into it.
What's mine say? I don't know. Dude, what's mine say?
What's yours? What?
Oh, never mind. It's because I speak movie lines.
Was that dude? Where's my
You
car?
don't know Dude, Where's My Car?
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, where's my car?
Yeah. Dude, what's mine say? Sweet.
Oh yeah, dude.
What's mine say?
Sweet.
I just watched that the other day too.
Did you?
Yeah. I love that movie.
That was like the funniest thing. What mine say?
Dude. Oh, what's mine say? Sweet.
Hello, welcome to Looking Through the Glass. We decided to do another stream because why not?
What are you eating?
So I have Cheez-Its.
Dude, I'm now.
And peppers and sausage.
Oh man.
Well, I have my dentist appointment in like 2 days. Woo 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 woo. I won't have no more of this thingy. I'm gonna burn the crap out of my mouth. My
Oh my god, you should see the live when she's making the face. I know. I just want it right now.
I can't see my faces.
You're squinty. You squinty.
I'm squinky. What's squinky? Like squinty? Or squeaky?
Can you open your eye? You look like my mom.
What? Your mom's scary looking. I'm scary looking.
No.
Oh,
the Jew eyes.
The Jew eyes?
Yeah.
Is that the Jew
Did
eyes?
you realize? Yeah.
Or is that the Jew eyes?
Stop smiling so much.
I don't know what to say. We were just laughing at Jew eyes.
No, we were laughing at you. Really creepy.
Ow, that hurts. You were trying to tell me not look creepy, so I was trying to.
Oh my god.
Can you see my eyes now?
Open them up just a little bit more. Maybe you should use your fingers.
that better?
It's like, oh man.
Welcome.
Oh.
Okay.
Joey goes, what the hell?
So I'm going to take this moment to ask you to please subscribe, like, and share our channel. We have lots of stories and lots of moments.
You don't know whether to be scared or laugh.
Or cry. Or hate us or get mad. You will get a huge range of emotions with this channel. Guaranteed. Because you're probably really confused right now. Confusion is it an emotion? No. Is it? Is confusion an emotion?
No, it's a state of mind.
It's a state of mind. Okay. Okay. Sorry. I was like, because it causes emotions.
Yes.
I guess we're going into our topic.
Emotion.
Emotional. I guess we found our topic for this live.
No.
No, what? No.
Yeah, I mean, we can.
Well, fine.
I mean, why are we going into emotions? Well, we gotta be emotional.
We're not going to be emotional. We're going to be psycho.
We're gonna get emotional because we are emotional people.
But no, I want to be psycho right now.
You are psycho.
But I want to show the world the psycho.
Have fun, because they already know you ain't senile. They're all go watching our videos going, that poor girl gonna have to take care of her crazy ass mama.
Why are you so southern?
Yeah, she's southern ghetto.
Yeah, right?
Southern ghetto.
What the hell? She's been turning like so ghetto, talking to me all the time.
I know, but what? I'm not ghetto.
I didn't say you're ghetto. I said the way you talk to me.
How?
Not to me. To me. Not like at me, but to me. Does that make sense? Apparently not.
Nah.
Kristi, can you help me?
No.
Sounds good to me. I enter my plea. I enter my plea. Is it accepted or not? Was my plea accepted?
I have to accept it.
You don't have to. But that was my plea. Because it was my
Well, there's your plea. Nobody has to accept shit.
I don't know what we're talking about. I'm lost. I'm all alone.
Marco!
Father! Huh?
That's what I used to do in the stores.
Yeah, this is what we used to always do at the stores. And it was funny. There was some guy that was like, Marco. And I was like, Polo. And he comes walking over. He was like, I thought you were my wife. And I was like, you're the one that said Marco. He was like, asshole. So, what are we doing? I was kind of having a topic and then I got messed up.
It was emotions. Are you getting emotional?
No.
Then you don't have a topic.
No, I was asking because emotions. Do I have a? No, I turned it off. Okay. Like, because I was saying the state of mind. Confusion is a state of mind, but it brings up so many different emotions. And Kristi studies psychology. And I was wondering if she knew why it brings up so many different emotions. Because we were talking just a minute ago, we were talking about control and this and that. And one of the best ways to have control is through confusion, correct?
What? I guess confusion makes you speechless. Just a little bit, because I'm lost. Every state of mind creates emotions.
Yeah, but confusion seems to have a large array of emotions.
Yeah, every state of mind has a large array of emotions.
Really? Because
you don't sound like you have a lot of emotion right now, Kristi. I have a numb state of mind.
That's a well, that's a Cheech and Chong thing for me, I guess.
Cheech and
Chong. So, never mind. Nobody's understanding that question. We've got 4 people in here.
It's too complex. Only women would understand, possibly. Or men in their feminine energy.
Well, there's a lot of men that are in their feminine energy. And there's a lot of men that need
as long as they're not too far into their feminine energy.
I don't care.
men that are too far in their feminine energy are more emotional than women.
Oh my God, I know. I know.
There has to be a balance.
Because they don't know, they don't understand it because it's so much at one time.
Yeah.
It's overloading. And I understand that because I've numbed myself for so many years through the drug abuse. That's what it was for, was numbing myself through all of the which, I mean, kudos on you for never becoming like that. But you know, I used it for such a number for such a long time. Coming out of all of that, I've started feeling
Yeah.
And it's turned me into a completely different person, but at the same time I'm still the same person.
Yeah.
It just made me more awesome. That's all. But even like even my own husband and my kids are all like, God, you're smothering me pretty much. Actually, no, my husband, there is no too much attention. There's no too much attention to him.
Yeah. I don't, similar to him.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no such thing as too much attention. It's quite funny.
It's not funny.
It's quite funny that somebody that has such a hard time with emotions because of so much trauma, how we get with somebody that has that ability, that there is no such thing as too much attention. And when they have that ability, because that's what we need.
It's a love language.
Yeah, it absolutely is a love language.
Because I need full attention.
Yeah.
Like, you need to quit your job. You need to stop eating and sleeping and just spend all day giving me attention.
That's my husband.
Sleep is overrated. You can sleep when you're dead. Spend that time to give me attention.
Damn. Oh, that's funny. Well, like with my husband, it doesn't matter. Like I'll be like, oh, I'm sorry to bother you. He's like, no, there is no such thing.
Yeah.
He goes, that there is no such thing. And it takes a very special person to be able to handle somebody with such traumas. You know, a very patient individual.
Yes.
And you know, and I've triggered a lot of his traumas throughout the years, and he's triggered a lot of mine. But in those triggerings, we both found the ability to through listening, through our abilities to listen and to just follow what our heart has always told us.
Yeah.
You know, we've come such an extraordinary way, and it's been like that with my whole family.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I can hear my dogs on your live.
Well, they were talking earlier.
There's no safe place for me.
I don't think anybody really cares. They're listening to me.
They're puppies.
But I'm talking about the people on the live. They're listening to me, so.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think a puppy's gonna bother them. So, do you have anything you want to like any of your personal healing experiences? And
oh, there's the owl again. Oh, can you? Oh. Oh. She's like hearing herself echo. I know, I can hear me like delayed.
Oh my gosh. It's silent again.
You said my healing?
Yeah, you've had a lot of different healing experiences.
I haven't healed.
Well, okay. I'm more than free to say something. I recently reached out, right? To a family member of mine that, you know, did me wrong, and just said, hey, I don't apologize, but I forgive you. I know what you did, let them know that I knew exactly what I was forgiving them for. So and I said, it's taken a long time, but I forgive you. So do you have anything to say from the Bible for unforgiveness?
Oh, yeah.
Well, preach it, girl.
Well, this I have to look up because this is very important. This is a very important subject for me.
I know it is. It's a very important subject for a lot of people, and it is for me too. And it's a very important subject that we need to learn. My house is being thrown apart right now.
A lot of people don't like what the Bible has to say about forgiveness.
Okay, so what is your personal view on what true forgiveness is?
Okay. I have had a lot of people in my life do a lot of bad things to me. And even though I forgive them and I still help them when they need help, I'm not putting myself out, but like if they need genuine help, even the people that have done me wrong know that they can still turn to me because I've forgiven them and I try to show them God's love and forgiveness. But a lot of people think that forgiving means that you just have to go back right into it, and that's not necessarily true. Forgiveness is just like, of course, we're human, but Christ forgives us and wipes out our transgressions, so they no longer exist. And that's hard for human people, but I do my best to do that. But I still proceed with caution, knowing that this person has done me wrong, and even though I'm going to be with open arms, I'm not going to allow them the opportunity to do that again to me. So I think forgiveness is wiping the slate clean, but still remembering the lesson that you learned.
Still remembering the red flags, not erasing the red flags.
Not necessarily remembering the betrayal in a way, but remembering what you learned from it.
Yeah. Giselle, what is forgiveness to you? Giselle?
I'm trying to figure out the words to say. Is like something that has resonated with me is always forgive but never forget.
Mm-hmm.
The more that I have looked back into that, never forgetting continues to make me go through that trauma over and over again. Exactly. And I end up not forgiving that person again, and so I have to continuously forgive them, and so it becomes a repetitive thing. And so I have been reevaluating what I see what forgiveness is. I don't just give forgiveness. I never did just give forgiveness. I was never that person because maybe I did more than I thought.
Yeah, I was just say I see it differently. But because you've always been very forgiving.
Well, because everybody, from my point of view, is battling something, and we lash out, whether we mean it or not. And the things that I've faced.
Okay, can we get some likes?
I can't. Things that I've faced and everything, I have just, like, some of it's resurfaced, and some of that's the things that's been resurfacing has been more of the things that I decided to not deal with, but press it to the side, deep down into the back of the mind. That way, I wouldn't have to face it anymore.
Yeah.
But but as I've been doing this healing journey, a lot of it's been coming back up. But as it's been coming back up, I prepared for it, so it doesn't hurt as bad, and it's easier for me to deal with.
Thank you. So, what's your view on forgiveness?
Forgiveness is something that people think needs to be earned, but it's not. It's something that you give so you can move on and heal. A person, you're not giving forgiveness because they earned it. You're giving forgiveness because you want to move on.
Because you've earned it.
Exactly. It's something you have earned. It's something that you credit to yourself.
Yeah.
It's you forgiving yourself in a way.
It's not them taking, it's you giving.
Exactly.
That's something that is resonated with me recently.
Forgiveness, you have to give forgiveness.
But it's not something, it's not being taken from you. A lot of people have a hard time because they feel like it's being taken from them because they have to give it or whatever, but it's not being taken from you. It's something, you're being given something. With forgiveness, you're being given something. And that is a piece of heart and the baggage let off of you. And like you said, being able to move on with your life.
Because if you continue to live in the past, you not forgiving something, you continue to live in the past, and
you relive the trauma every time you think of their name, or every time you think of them, or anything. You're reliving that trauma every single time, and you're reliving that emotion, and you're continuing to damage yourself.
And I exactly, at that point, you're doing it to yourself on a continuous basis, and you're beating yourself up for something that, and it's always said easier than done. It really truly is.
Oh yeah, no, it truly is. There's been some some lines definitely crossed. I know in my life, I know in Kristi's life, I know in your life. And we're not alone.
Such a relief when you finally do give that forgiveness for yourself.
Yeah.
It's a sense of freedom that you've always wanted to experience, that you've imagined. The moment you finally give yourself that freedom, it definitely is like a different world.
Anything you have to add into that, Kristi?
I think that's a really good view.
I agree. I think it's pretty similar to,
I have a little bit deeper, but I think that's a good part of it. Like, everybody's going to have their own idea and view about forgiveness.
Yeah.
And about anything, really.
Well, yeah.
But forgiveness is a really hard thing. Like even the Bible says, to forgive completely. Yeah, you're giving forgiveness, but it's also, how can you ask for mercy if you're unwilling to give it also?
Yeah, because if you're no better than them, and if they're no better than you,
I always say, just because it's a different sin.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense, just because it's a different sin. Some are harder to forgive than others.
Yeah, I'm not sinless. sin is sin, basically.
Yeah.
Betrayal is betrayal, regardless of what kind of betrayal it is.
Mm-hmm.
So just because I sin differently, I should keep unforgive someone else's sin just because it's different than mine.
No, yeah, you're right. It's
or betrayal or whatever,
yeah. I look more on it as a betrayal. The betrayal is where I look more at it, like, because with a betrayal, that's where forgiveness is needed. If it's just a small transgression, it's, okay, no big deal. But betrayal is where forgiveness is truly needed.
And she's talking about more psychologically in self, which is really important, because sometimes even though we forgive that person, sometimes we don't even forgive ourselves, because we're like, how could I let this happen to me? Or how could I trust this person? Or who am I for them to do that to me? Like, I thought I was good to them. Like, you're not forgiving yourself also.
Yeah.
And that's a hard thing.
That
makes you go through the emotions, the same emotion. That's what keeps you in that cycle, because even if you're forgiving them for what they've done to you, you're not forgiving yourself, and that's what keeps you in that trauma. And that's what she was talking about. And so maybe I just learned something today. Thank you, Jigglypuff. You're welcome.
Oh, I can't wait to get the tea. So I might have to end this stream just so I can get the tea.
No, it's good. It's good. We're going good. I like it.
Yeah. So forgiveness for me is something that you, Kristi, and Jeselle both have taught me quite a bit about. Forgiveness is one of those subjects to me that everybody has their own very, very personal story. And, everybody has their own personal trauma that requires forgiveness in some way, somehow. And sometimes that is a little bit more challenging than others, because the person that you must forgive is still so close.
Yeah.
And sometimes we give a little bit more trust into a certain relationship. Certain relationships require some more trust.
Yeah.
And so one of my recent ones that I've held on to for a very long time was someone that, in my eyes, should be very trusting. I should be able to trust. I should be able to lean on. I should, I should have. But that's my view of it, not necessarily theirs. And that's something that I have to constantly remind myself of. But in order for me to actually reach out and say, I forgive you, I had to make sure that I was okay with forgiving it.
Yeah.
And I think being okay with forgiving it has a lot to do with it. And I think that coincides with you saying, you have to forgive yourself. So you have to forgive yourself with being okay for forgiving it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Jeselle, do you have anything to add?
I did, but then I lost it. Oh, I have something.
Okay.
So I was saying, like, how can I be unforgiving of someone else's sin just because it's different than my own? And not forgiving is also a sin.
Yes, but I think that's a sin against yourself.
It's also a sin that if you are really living by God's law, you're supposed to be forgiving. But that's what I was saying in the beginning, because even if I forgive and I wipe the slate clean, I'm still going to remember the lesson. I'm not going to remember the transgression, but I am going to remember the lesson and be cautious.
Yeah. In other words, remember where those red flags were.
Yeah, remember what this person is capable of.
Oh.
But not remember what they've done. It's hard to explain. Like I do fully believe people can change.
Yes,
I've changed things myself.
Yeah.
So I know people are capable of it, but then I also know how people can be deceived. I think the fear of forgiving is the trust that's supposed to come along behind it a little bit.
Absolutely.
And people are fearful of giving any trust. So even if you're like forgiving and you're trying not to remember that stuff, the fear of trusting again, of it happening again, kind of also keeps you in the cycle a little bit.
Yeah. I absolutely agree with that. Because sometimes we forgive a little early.
Yeah. And you know what fear is?
Trauma.
Fear is a liar. I mean, it's just a song.
I'm like, fear is a liar. Fear is a liar. Well, they do say fear is a liar.
Yeah, fear is a liar.
It's not real.
Sounds irrational.
Mm-hmm. It's make believe.
It's technically your mind manipulating you into thinking it's something more.
Yes.
Sounds like a
freaking. I'll tell you what, when that dog goes, I'm gonna miss his bark.
That's what the neighbors say, but I bet they're lying.
I know they're lying.
We don't have no crime on our street.
I bet not. But that dog's bark, it reminds me of Stewie's bark.
They don't know what house it's coming from. Like,
well, no, because it echoes for miles and miles.
Fear is a liar. That's the last thing I said.
Uh-huh.
I didn't hear anything else with the chaos going on in my house.
That's all we said. So, how do you think fear can be used by the enemy?
Oh, so much. It can weaken your defenses.
Due to the stress?
Yeah, fear can actually, when you're, like, even if you are trying to prepare for the worst, fear can even weaken those defenses.
Mm-hmm. So describe how.
Let me think of a good example. Well, just so it tells her thoughts. Okay, so what was the question again?
How can the enemy use fear against us?
Okay, so like Kristi was saying, I definitely agree that they use it to bring down, to weaken our defenses. One of the things is our physical bodies. So this correlates with the demons and evil entities and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So one of the biggest things that I've always watched and paid attention to with those with that subject is that when they try to attach themselves to the body, or they do, you have an energy drainage, and that energy drainage affects your physical body, your physical being, such as like kidney failure and liver failure, cancer. You know, you just start having aches and pains. It can affect you in a lot of different ways, physically, and it's to the point where some
of these illnesses have no explanations for them, as seizures.
Exactly, that is another weakness.
The seizures.
I feel like fear itself is demonic, because it's not from God. God didn't create fear.
Okay, that makes sense.
And like letting fear in, it creates other things inside you. Even without speaking like about, demons attaching, even fear creates chemical imbalances in your brain with stress, being anxious. All those things create also illnesses. Your brain makes those illnesses in your body also from fear.
Yeah, causing chemical imbalances, and
people have like heart attacks, and yeah.
So, do you think that there's demons out there that just like low level demons out there that just do that just to cause illnesses in people?
Yeah, I think anything absent of God, if you think of God, what do you think of? Light, love, faith. That's what you think of. So anything absence of God is from the darkness. Darkness is the absence of God.
Yeah, it's absence of light.
Yeah, exactly. Because when you think of God, you think of light. So it goes hand in hand. So fear can break down your defenses, as far as like when you're being told, or when you know that you're supposed to be doing something, or even things that you desire to do, and fear holds you back.
Yeah.
And you're not accomplishing things that you should be.
Like the fear of like the fear of success.
Everything.
Mine was always like, so I think my drug addiction has a lot to do with what are you laughing about? Did you laugh?
That was Andre laughing.
Oh, why?
He said nothing. Now he's creating fear in me from social anxiety. From judgment. My wife is tickling me.
Oh, we don't need to know about all that. It ain't that kind of life, man.
That is not even the way it. Yeah, no.
So, with my own personal experiences of fear, a lot of it had to do with my drug addiction. The fear of the judgment was so heavy that it literally plunged me into a place of darkness. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It literally put me in a place by myself. It literally threw me, and I did it on my own. But the fear, I used that fear to feed me through to that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's really hard to not be afraid. I'm all like picking my nose on. It's really hard to not be afraid when you're afraid of being alone.
Yes.
Because you need somebody around you to tell you that you're not horrible.
Uh-oh.
What?
I'm just learning stuff from this live. I have the fear of trusting. Now, I feel like that falls under a lot of categories because people say they have a fear of flying. No, they don't have a fear of flying. They have a fear of the pilot and the plane.
Yeah.
So they have a fear of the parachute. They have a fear of trusting the plane.
They don't trust the human race.
And trusting the pilot. And I feel like that falls under, I have a fear of trust in a lot of different aspects.
Yeah. Well, I think mine was always judgment. I was always so afraid of people not looking at me and only looking at my actions. But then I was always afraid of people looking at the one action that I did. The hyper microscope type thing. That's what I did. And I created my own, but I fed it is what I want to say.
And that kind of brings back what I was saying was a fear can break down your defenses because look, you were fearful of judgment. So you were unable to move into your purpose.
Yes.
Because of that fear.
And then I was afraid of telling people to gather allies, to create a support group. And to have defenses, the more people you have to help you through the journey, the better defenses you have.
Yes.
Anybody think anything else before I end this live?
No. Fear is a liar.
Fear is a liar. There's two different types of fear. My fear is
rational.
So, thank you for looking in through the glass. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, interact. Give us your ideas. The whole blah blah shebangs, shazams. Tune in next time. Signing out. Are you two gonna say goodbye?
Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.
Later, y'all.
Y'all.